No one's ever gotten really drunk on sake and just been like, oh, I think I need to go home and lay down. It's always like, let's fuck shit up.
This is why Japanese people are so into martial arts.
Dude.
They're drinking sake, fucking each other up in the streets.
Are you a cold or a hot sake guy?
Yeah, whatever. I'll drink both.
Either? Because I was told that it's supposed to be cold and that when it hit America, Americans were like, we need to heat this shit up. Is that true?
I feel like I was there with you. I think so. I think I was there with you, and they were like, yeah,
somebody was breaking it down.
Americans did their American thing.
And I'm like, yeah, but it's good as fuck. So I don't care. But I also don't mind when it cools off. I don't know if I would want it chilled. Maybe I've never had it chilled, but I've had it definitely room temperature because it's set long enough to be room cold, you know?
Yeah, it is it is when you've been like brainwashed into thinking you're doing something right a certain way. It's like all of a sudden, now listen, maybe the Japanese drank coffee cold also. That might be the case, right? But I only drink coffee hot now. So you can't tell me that cold is out of the right way and I'm just going to stop drinking hot coffee.
Right.
It's the same way basically with sake because, I mean, I've drank a lot of cold sake, but for the most part, there's just something that's just buttery and nice and smooth. When you drink a hot sake, it's so like, it's just like this hot, delicious alcohol. The heat kind of takes away the harshness of the, of what you're doing. You're just jamming grain alcohol in your face, right? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's high alcoholic volume, get fucked type of liquor. And when it's warm and then you mix it with the cold, it's yummy.
When you get really drunk on it, it's always a crazy drunk. No one's ever gotten really drunk on sake and just been like, oh, I think I need to go home and lay down. It's always like, let's fuck shit up. You go crazy.
I didn't even drink it most of my I drank sake like one time after I turned 21, like 3 or 4 times. And we got in massive brawls every single time, like in the parking lots and shit. So I stopped drinking it most of my 20s. I couldn't drink it. I'm like, every time I drink sake, this is why Japanese people are so in tune with martial arts because they've been drinking this shit and fighting each other for goddamn centuries, dude. That's what they're doing over there. Dude. They're drinking sake, fucking each other up in the streets.
I shouldn't tell this story on myself, but I was at a school called Fleet.
30 minutes.
And it stands for like Federal Law Enforcement Analyst Training, I think. So it's like for intel analysts usually. But there was me and 3 other cops, 1 U.S. Marshal and me and another cop were the only like gun toters out of the 30 people. So the rest of them were like pretty fresh out of college, like just intel analysts that work. Like one worked for Las Vegas Metro and a lot of them were federal intel analysts. So we're there. They're all younger and whatever. And so we just get fucked up. That's all we had to do was drink and work out because you're trapped there for 30 days. And we go to this hibachi grill and we must have done 10 12 sake bombs, just get all kinds of fucked up. Yeah, just
you might feel like you're actually in Japan after that.
I felt Japanese. I did. I literally at one point I'm told that I tried to take over the hibachi duties from the hibachi chef, which we might have been asked to leave early because of that. But then we're at some bar and it's one of those like real competitive karaoke places where the karaoke people are good and they're actually competing in a contest for money and stuff. And I remember, and man, we're in Quantico, Virginia, and the town around Quantico kind of rednecky, surprisingly, and
Virginia's got a lot of hillbillies.
Yeah. So there's this dude that he doesn't like our group at all, but we have like 10 really hot young chicks with us, that are intel analysts. So he's all hitting on them. They're not about that life and they're trying. So finally, at one point, my buddy kind of has a nose to nose with him. He's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I don't know what you're doing. So the second time the dude stands up and the dude looks real and I'm like, oh, he's going to hit. But one of the guys with us who's an intel analyst in Hawaii is Hawaiian as fuck, Samoan as fuck, and he's huge, right? And he even is an MMA fighter too on the side. So I'm like, well, my dude's about to clean this fucking bar out. It's gonna be awesome. But I'm like, let me get something in real quick. So when the guy leaves nose to nose with my buddy, he goes to sit down, but he's one of those like he won't break eye contact. The stare continues the whole time he's going to sit down. So I just kick his chair out real quick as he's sitting down, and he busts his ass and goes completely flat. And he gets up and he's like, who the fuck kicked my chair? And I had already moved myself to like where the pool tables are. I slipped out quick as a motherfucker. So he just left there all confused, never knowing who kicked the chair out.
I love that, dude. I love that you got to get that in. And nothing went down after.
I know.
It's a good, sly, got away with it move, dude.